forgot I was recording that fast. Whoa, that's really close. I don't need it to be that close now. Okay, can I bring this like over a little bit to the center? Oh, player, I get it. Fraud player, I get it. Y'all about to get the tea or whatever.
All night. I wanna all night. Say it. I wanna all night.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got.
What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? It is your girl, Luscious Money in the cut, and I am back with another banger for you and your what? Your crew. This feels really weird to be in front of a camera again, but you know what? I'm gonna stop making excuses for myself because at this point, it's nobody's fault but mine on why I'm not being consistent. Argue with your mom about it, not me. If you can't tell by the title, this is a long video. It didn't feel like as comfortable telling the story when as soon as it happened. This story happened around March of 2022. I kind of like didn't really want to like tell the story then because it just was too fresh and it was just like a lot going on, and I just hadn't figured it all out at the time that it was happening. So I just like kind of like kept the story to myself. A lot of people have been asking me for this video because a lot of people don't really know the full thrown like all out story. To whenever like somebody asks me about it, I literally just like, oh, like wait till the YouTube video comes out, wait till the YouTube video comes out, even though I didn't like, even though at the time I knew I wasn't going to film it until like a couple months after. I feel more comfortable with actually filming it now because I don't really have any connections to this person anymore. I don't like really follow them on any social media accounts. I see them here and there on campus, but not really all the time, just because Towson is a really big campus. They still live in my building, but I just don't really see them as much. Only if we're out like at the same time, or like we cross paths at a certain time, but that's pretty much it. I've only probably seen this person maybe once or twice this whole fall semester. We're about to go into spring semester. But cute funny story before I even get into the real jab of it. I remember getting on the elevator and it going down a couple levels and somebody getting on the elevator. Now usually when I'm on the elevator, I don't really pay attention to who else is like on my right or on my left or like in front of me. I don't really pay attention, honestly, because I'm too busy looking at this, or like I'm too busy like thinking about something else. Or like somebody getting on the elevator and like then like literally just like dead staring at me, and I felt uncomfortable like to like really look at them and like be like, what are you looking at? I kind of just like make sure I stayed looking at my phone and didn't look their way because I knew that they were staring at me. I also had my AirPods in. They could have said something to me when they walked on the elevator, but I just couldn't hear them. I ended up getting off the elevator, and when I got off, I just remember this person walking ahead of me. It's like, oh, like that was her the whole time. So I really do think she probably got on the elevator, probably said hi to me or hello to me, and I just didn't say it back because for one, I had AirPods in and I couldn't hear, and two, I just was not paying attention. I was paying attention to my phone. She ended up walking out the elevator and I just looked up and I was just like, oh, that was her the whole time. Like, that's funny. But I didn't even end up saying anything when I got off. That was a cute little story to tell y'all. I'm gonna get into the story time now. It's happened a while ago, so I kind of like really gotten over the whole situation. At the time, it was a lot for me to handle, but I kind of like got over it as time went on. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. So I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna stop while I'm at it because I don't want it to get too like drawn out. So make sure you guys like, make sure you guys comment, and make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys follow all my social medias, which will be linked in the description down below. And let's get right on into this story time. So I probably shouldn't be saying anything because now it's going to be noticeable. But I noticed this a lot about me when I'm editing my videos and when I'm going back and looking at the video or the footage. I tend to look up at the air a lot, and I don't know why I do that. But in the very first half of the video, I don't do it as much because I had already prepared and made an outline of like the events that happened with the first story. So I didn't really do it in the first half of the video. But when it comes to the second half, I stopped making an outline of what I was going to say in the video. So I'm kind of like trying to like think of like what exactly happened while I'm explaining it. So if I am looking up at the air a lot, I am so sincerely sorry. But it bothers me, so I'm just going to let it be known.
And if it bothers anybody else, argue with your mama, not me.
Let me start off. I wasn't really expecting a new roommate for the spring term. When we left for winter break, COVID cases were rising. Like, they were like increasing by the day. A lot of people on campus were getting COVID. Thought that by winter break by spring term I would not have a new roommate. They probably wouldn't give me a new roommate because COVID cases were like rising, and I just felt like at the time nobody like was really it wasn't really controlled. Just thought, okay, yeah, maybe like because of the circumstances of that, they're not going to give me a new roommate. Mind you, fall semester I had a roommate, but the roommate that I had initially was never really in the room. She was never really there. Like, she would just tell me, oh yeah, I'm not coming to the room tonight, or like half the time she would just come back in the room, pack a bag, and then leave right back out. So I didn't really like have a really good connection with the first roommate. 2, she wasn't really there, and 3, by like the 3rd or 4th week, she ended up moving out completely. I was really accustomed and used to like not having a roommate and not having a person to really like talk to and actually like have no choice but to get along with. And it was winding down, getting closer to like the end of the winter break, and then Towson had never emailed me about a new roommate. I was never told about any of it, so I just automatically had the mindset that I wasn't going to have a new roommate for the spring term. A couple weeks before I had planned on moving back in for the spring semester, and I remember being in the mirror and like just doing my hair. I don't know what I was really doing to it, but I remember doing my hair. I got a message from somebody from a random number, and it was just like, oh hey, so and so, I'm Sabrina, and I'm your new roommate. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, new roommate? Like, what? What are you talking about? Like, you're my new roommate? Like, huh? What is roommate? What is that? I really was like shocked. I was shooketh. I was just like, wow, because now I really had to like double down and actually try to get along with this person. I was just like, hey, like, I'm so and so, da da da. I'm a transfer student, all this and all that. This is my first semester, well, my first year at Towson, because I already spent a semester there. I was like, this is my first year at Towson, all this and all that. And she's like, hey, like, I used to be a commuter, but like this is my first time living on campus. But this is like, I think she said this was her 2nd year at Towson. I don't really remember. So we just like kind of like started a conversation. We introduced ourselves. We swapped social media accounts. You know, basic roommate conversation. Like, you know, we swapped schedules basically just to see like if one person was going to be in the room while the other person wasn't. Like, are you a night person? Are you a morning person? Do you sleep with the TV on? You know, what time do you usually go to bed? All this and all that. And that was it. Like, everything was cool, everything was fine. We even like swapped like music. I just was like, hey, like, I'm a big like Beyonce fan, so like you'll probably hear me listen to a lot of Beyonce. I said I'm also a huge Jessie Reyez fan, so you probably have me like, I'm gonna be listening to a lot of Jessie Reyez. So I was just like, you know, like, this is the music I listen to. I don't really remember what music she used to listen to, but I think I told her that like I listen to a lot of 90s music too. And I really don't remember her saying that she listened to 90s music. I just think she kind of listened to, she sent me like this old Disney playlist, like old Disney songs from like Lemonade Mouth, High School Musical, and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, yeah, I have a playlist like that, but I don't listen to that all the time. Like, I only listen to it like if I'm really like let's say I'm like with my friends or something, and I like say, oh yeah, like let's play the Cheetah Girls, let's play then I'll play this playlist, but it's not something that I play all the time. For me, I said I also listen to like Kehlani, Summer Walker, Janae Aiko, you know, all that good stuff. And I really don't remember what music she said she used to listen to. I really don't, because it never like stuck with me. Everything was cool, like everything was fine. And then we talked about like what day she was supposed to move in. I said, hey, I'm moving in January 29th. What day are you moving in? And she was just like, oh, I think I'm supposed to move in maybe a couple days before you, or maybe the same day. And I was just like, okay, well, if we're moving in on the same day, I probably would be moving in at this time. And she was just like, I may come a little earlier, because she was like moving everything in since this was her first time being on campus. Kind of was just like, okay, well, you know, maybe I'll come a little later, so like our moving times won't be at the same time, where we're trying to like move back in and like move stuff around at the same time. So then it came down to moving day. I showed up at about like 2 o'clock. She said she was gonna come sometime in the morning, right? And I was just like, okay, well, you know, I'll come around like 2 o'clock. So I came at 2 o'clock, which is what I initially planned and what I said I was going to do. Came in, unlocked my door, nobody was there. I'm like, okay, like, you know, maybe she just got caught up, you know, maybe like she's doing like some more stuff, because, you know, sometimes move-in days could be a little hectic. Came in, I unpacked everything that I had brought for home for that break. I unpacked everything, and then by the time I was like just chilling on my bed, you know, I was just chilling, I was watching TV. I had nothing else to do because I didn't like have that much stuff to unpack. I just remember it getting later and later and later, so by that time it was around like 5:30, and I'm just looking, I'm just like, okay, like should I text her to ask her like, is everything okay, because it was getting late, and I was just like, she did tell me she was going to move in this morning. So I ended up texting her. I was just like, hey, like, you know, I was just, you know, checking it. I'm just checking in on you just to make sure everything's okay. She said, yeah, everything's cool. I'm actually on my way there now. So then it got maybe like 30 minutes passed by, and I heard somebody like trying to like jiggle the key open and get it unlocked. And I'm just like, should I sit here and have her struggle to get the door unlocked? Because eventually she's gonna have to learn to get the door unlocked. I'm just like, should I just like sit here and wait till she get it? Because I can hear her struggling, and I can hear like people with her. Hey, Monty, just reach over and open the door. So I ended up reaching over and opening the door, and there she was. Now, mind you, before we were talking, she was like, yeah, I think I'm going to bring my mom and my best friend. I said, cool, you know, that's fine, that's cool, whatever. And she was like, I just wanted to ask you beforehand because, you know, just in case you may be uncomfortable. I said, no, that's fine, whatever. She gets the door open, and I look, and I see her, and then I see 3 or 4 people with her. And I'm just like, okay. No, I'm not gonna have a problem with it because, you know, things change or whatever. It did end up getting late. Maybe her mom couldn't come, whatever. I'm just like, but it's 4 y'all. There's a limit of people that you can bring to move you in, and that limit is 2 or 3.
So it was her, including 4 of her friends.
How that work? Nobody told y'all when y'all was coming in and bringing the stuff in that like, oh, yo, like, it's a lot of people with you. But I didn't like really like sit on it. I just was like, you know what, it's cool, you know. So they ended up bringing her stuff in with these big buckets that Towson has. Bring the buckets in, and they're all like, hi, how are you? I'm like, hi, you know, hi, I'm Imani, da da da. They're like looking at the surroundings, they're looking at my side of the room, you know, probably judging it, you know. I would probably do the same thing because it's just something people do when they walk in. Like, they make sure that they're scanning their surroundings. I do the same thing. I'm just trying to sit there and mind my business, not trying to make it look like awkward, because they were like staring pretty hard at like the stuff I had on my walls and stuff. Keep looking at me, keep staring at me, and I'm just like, okay, when is this gonna be over? Because I can't do that. They come in, and then literally they're like, okay, well, we're gonna see you later on tonight, you know, whatever, we're gonna leave.
So 3 of them end up leaving, and then it's just her and 1 other friend that was there left, moving her in.
And I'm just sitting there minding my business, you know, not saying nothing. And, you know, I just hear them like talking. I wasn't really paying attention, honestly, to be truthful with you. I think I was like on TikTok or something, like just scrolling. Then I started like listening to the conversation. I kept hearing them say, yeah, we're gonna get smashed, we're gonna get plastered tonight, like, we're gonna get real drunk. And I'm just like, oh hell. Dude, the siren started in my head. I'm just like, yo, this is a red flag. And I'm just like, okay, you know, maybe she's just the type of person who didn't have that much fun when she was at home. So now that she's on campus, she wants to get out, do her own thing, go to the bars, go to the club. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You're a college student. That's what college students do. You know, they get out. They do what they want to do. So I was like, okay, go for it, you know. So I'm just like, okay, like, that's cool. Like, that's cool, right? You know, do what you want to do. That night actually wasn't no issue. And I honestly think she probably came back in, but I think she wasn't like too bad. I think I do remember her coming back in, but like it wasn't bad. And I do remember me still being awake at the time when she came back in, because it wasn't really that late, and we didn't really have classes that next day, so I think it wasn't really that late. She just came in and like she just, you know, undressed and got in her bed. She ended up getting on the phone and like talking to people, and I was like, okay, you know, that was chill, that was cool. You know, maybe she's not gonna be so bad. I spoke too soon. Now, the first couple of weeks, you know, when the semester started, it wasn't really that bad. Like, I really was like, okay, this girl may not really be that bad. Like, maybe I could like really get along with this girl. February 4th came around. Now, Towson has this thing where I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's just a Towson thing. I don't know if any other school really has this, but we have this thing called Thirsty Thursdays, while a lot of people go uptown and they go bar hopping, they go to the clubs, they have the time of their life on Thursday nights. Drinks at bars, I think, are like, I honestly don't even know the discount. Like, I wouldn't even, like, I honestly don't know, because like I've never even like cared to know. See, secondly, I'm not 21 yet, so I just don't know. I never even bothered to like figure it out. And a lot of college students go out on Thirsty Thursdays. It was Thursday night, and you know, I'm chilling or whatever. By this time the semester had already started, so I was chilling. You know, I was chilling. I was catching up on some assignments and all this and all that. And I just remember her coming in, and she gets on the phone, and she's just like, yeah, we're going out tonight. We're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna get plastered. We're gonna get drunk. I'm like, oh, not this again. I think she ends up like packing a bag. She ends up packing a bag, and then she ends up leaving. I'm like, okay. She packed the bag. I don't know if she's gonna like spend the night over somebody else's dorm, or like if, you know, she's just like going to get dressed in somebody else's dorm or whatever. I don't really know. I don't really, well, I should have cared, but like at the time I didn't like care to ask. Then it got around to like 2 a.m. At this time I was not aware of the time that she would be coming in, like on Thirsty Thursday nights. I was not aware of the time. I just remember, I think then I kind of like looked up like the bar that she used to say she would always go to. I looked it up, and like the bar closed at 2 a.m. Okay, maybe they won't stay the whole time, but maybe they'll come back at around like 1 or like 12 at midnight. Came in like close to like 3 in the morning. So I'm just like, okay, cool, you did stay the whole time. 3 in the morning, I think it was around like 3:30. I hear the lock jiggling. Like, who could that be? Who could that be but not one person? Maybe she's gonna come in here civilized the way that she did the first time. Maybe it's not gonna be that bad. I was asleep, because I think I did have class in the morning, so I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna lay here. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm not even gonna get up to try to open the door for her, because if she's struggling, she's struggling. I am too tired to get up and open the door for you, babe. Mind you, I'm like this. Y'all probably can't see my eyes open right now, but I can see y'all. So that's literally how I was the whole entire time that she was trying to get in the door. I finally gets in the room, and I just hear stuff rumbling and like falling over. I'm just like, bro. I have my Crocs at the end of my bed. I have shoes at the end of my bed every single night, because I have to leave my room to go use the bathroom, because I share a bathroom with 8 other girls. So I have to not go in the bathroom barefoot. So I always have shoes at the end of my bed, just in case I may have to go use the bathroom in the middle of the night. This is my bed. Okay? This is my bed. This is the door. And then this is my desk. Right? So my desk is like literally right at the door. So as soon as you walked in, you saw my desk. And then if you walk more into the room, both of our wardrobes were like this. Both of them were like this. And then there was her bed, and then it was her desk. So when you walk in, my side is the first side you see. She walked in, and I just hear stuff rumbling and like falling over. I'm just like, oh my god, like, oh my god, oh my god, I have to deal with this right now. She walks in, she trips over my Crocs. I hear stuff falling over. She runs into the micro fridge, and I just hear stuff like, we have like bottles and cans in the fridge, so I hear stuff moving in the fridge because she's bumping into it repeatedly. Like, okay, yeah, she's like really drunk. She can't even keep her balance. So she walks in, she puts her key down. Mind you, y'all, she had a key when she walked in. Keep that in your head. She had a key when she walked in the room. And then she starts sitting on the floor, and she's like taking her shoes off. So she's taking one shoe off. Then she gets up after she takes the shoe off, and then she goes to my desk, and she starts searching for something on my desk. I said, okay, now you're on my side of the room, and you're looking for something on my side of the room. What are you looking for? Imani, if she touched something that's really serious, you're gonna get up. But if she touched like a pencil or something, it's fine. Let her take the pencil. The pencil can be replaced. You ain't about to cause a ruckus over a goddamn pencil. It's a pencil. I'm laying there. I'm still doing this. I'm laying there. She reaches over for the pencil cup. And she takes out the scissors. Okay, I ain't gonna cause a ruckus over some scissors now. But if she try to, if I see where she sat them, then I'll remember where she sat them and then go back into her little area and get them back. She picks up the scissors. She goes back and sit on the floor, and she's like, she's cutting something. She's cutting her shoes. She's cutting her shoelaces. Oh, then she gets the other shoe off, and then she gets back up. She actually puts the scissors back on my desk. She doesn't put them back in the cup, but then she puts them back on my desk. She goes back over to her side of the room and she's looking for something. She's looking. She's searching for something. I'm just like, bro, what is this girl looking for? Like, what have you lost? What have you misplaced, honey? What is going on? So I'm still, mind y'all, I'm still looking like laying on the bed, not moving a single bone in my body, because I'm just like, I gotta play the part. I gotta play the part, and I gotta play the part correctly. You know what? You might just stay asleep, because maybe she's like gonna keep like trying to do things quietly because she knows you're asleep. She gets her shoe. She opens the door. She puts the shoe in the door and then walks out and then closes the door. I get up because I see like the light. Plus I didn't hear the door close. I just hear her walk out. I didn't hear the door close. So I get up and I'm looking. I'm like, she has this shoe in the middle of the door. So I'm just looking, like not even paying no mind. I'll get up and look, and then I go right back to playing my part because I'm just like, no, I'm not about to mess this up for me. She comes back in. Mind you, I hear voices like in the little common area. So I hear voices in that area. And I'm just like, okay, there's people with you, right? Why I gotta be you that gotta be the loudest one on this floor? I don't even know how many people on this floor. It's gotta be at least like, what, 20 something people on this floor? Why does it have to be you? You, the person I live with. Why it gotta be you? They eventually leave. She comes back in the room. She takes the shoe off the door. Then she comes back and she's still looking for something. Then she walks out, not putting the shoe back in the door. She walks out the room. I don't know where she goes, but she walks she walks out. I think like 20 minutes goes by. It's like, now should I go get this girl? Like, I don't want to know if like this girl is like in the bathroom, like flat out, like drawn out like that. I don't know if she's in the common area, sprawled out on the floor because she's too drunk, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, in my head, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, okay, money, give it about like 10 minutes. If she don't come back, get up, act like you're going to use the bathroom, and then go check on her if she is there. Like 5 minutes after I had just thought of that, I hear a male's voice at the door, and I hear him unlocking the door, and I'm just like, oh god, like who is this person? It's the RA that was on call, coming to unlock the door for her to get back in the room. She walks in, and then I guess he probably knew that something was wrong with her. He probably knew that she was intoxicated, but because I remember him asking, like, is there anything else I can do for you? Like, are you okay? Are you good? And she was just like, yeah, I'm fine, thank you. So he walks out, you know, goes about his business because it is 3 in the morning. Goes about his business, and she comes back in and she's still searching for something. Y'all, she's still searching, she's still looking. So I'm looking at her like this. I'm still playing my part. I'm still playing the character I was supposed to play. She grabs a red Starbucks cup. They're the little Starbucks cups that they be selling that like a lot of people pay a lot of money for. She grabs one of those, and it's red. And I just remember her going in the corner of her going in the corner of the room and putting the cup underneath her. And I just hear like peeing. Peeing. Now, mind you, pee sounds different from water. Okay, you know you can tell when a person is peeing, and you can also tell when a person is pouring water in a cup. But it sounded like someone was peeing. I'm playing my pot. I'm still looking like this. The girl is she peeing in the cup in the corner of the room on her side. I'm just like, okay, you was looking for something. You had to already come unlock the door for you, and now you're peeing in a cup. What did she lose? What did she lose? Yeah. She lost her key. The same key that she used to get in the room. She lost it. So after she done her business in the corner, she's still again rummaging, looking, searching. She puts the shoe that she had on, she puts it back in the door, right? And she leaves. I still hear people like talking in the common area, right? And then I hear ping again. Mind you, a couple minutes has already gone by where she just did her business in the room. And I hear ping again. But this time it's outside. It's outside of the door. I'm like, okay, this ain't no water. Somebody is pissing outside the door. I'm just like, okay, all right. I can already see what time we're gonna have here. I'm still playing my part. The voices that were in the common area eventually disappear. I don't hear them no more. After the peeing in the hallway stops, I get up, right? I get up and the door, the shoe was still in the door. I go out and I look just to make sure I wasn't tripping. I look and there's really a wet spot right in the center of the hallway floor. And at that point, I just knew. I said, oh yeah, that was her. She just was peeing on the floor. So, she did her business or whatever. She came back in and she's still rummaging, still searching again for like the 6th time. Then she walks back out, not putting the shoe in the door. So that means that she's locked out again for the 2nd time. It took some time, and I'm laying there. I'm like, okay, this girl ain't came back in the room yet. What happened? Like, did she leave with her friends? Like, what is going on? I remember she don't have no shoes on. You know, she's drunk. Like, you know what I mean? That whole mindset again of me, I was like, you know what, Imani, wait a second. I got the idea. I was like, you know what, Imani, if she doesn't come back, go out again. You know, make sure, like, act like you're using the bathroom. And then if she is out there, go check on her, ask her if she's okay. And then if she isn't out there, come back in the room, mind your business. I got up, I, you know, opened the door. And as I was going to go reach for the bathroom door, I see somebody in the corner of my eyes sitting on the common area sofa. I'm like, there's nobody else that's going to be out here sitting on this sofa right now at 3 in the morning but the person that has really been in and out since she got here. I walk over there, I tap her gently on her knee because I'm not trying to like scare her, like startle her. I'm just like, you know, trying to, you know, gently tap the knee to like know that, you know, make sure that she's aware that somebody is here. Tap her and she's just like, she's staring at me. I'm just like, hey, like, are you good? Are you okay? And she's looking at me. I'm just like, do you need some water? Do you need some bread? Like, is everything good? Why did I offer this girl bread? No, I ain't had no bread. He was just like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I'm good. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, okay, I was just trying to make sure you was good. Because you sprawled out on the sofa. So, just trying to be kind, just trying to be a good citizen. I make my way back to the bathroom because I gotta play my part. I gotta make sure like she knew that I was coming out to use the bathroom, so I still have to like go into the bathroom even though I ain't gotta use it. I'm gonna go in, act like I'm using the bathroom, act like I'm washing my hands, and then come out in the bathroom. But I just started dying laughing. I'm just like, bro, this cannot be happening to me right now. Like, this is not real. Like, this is not real. This is a fairy tale. I'm playing somebody's episode. I'm in somebody's episode. This is not my episode. This is not my show. I'm in somebody else's episode. Can't be happening right now. This is not real. I'm in there laughing. I'm in there dying. I'm just like, play a part. Play a role. Action. So I walk out the bathroom and I see her standing at the door. I'm just like, Imani, why did you have this girl waiting? Knowing for a fact that she lost her key and cannot get in the room. She's just like, I come out the bathroom and she's just looking at me. She's like, yeah, I kind of lost my keys, so I can't get in the room. I'm just like, oh, okay. Knowing for a fact I already knew that. But I had to play my part. So I just said, oh, okay. So I unlocked the door. And then I hold the door for her. She walks in. She was just like, yeah, like, I had a great night. And honestly, it just sounded like,
Oh, we had a time last night.
That's what it sounded like to me. I know. Because I saw you. I was watching you from the very first step that you took in this room to the last. I know that you had the time of your life tonight. At this point, I'm just like, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to keep furthering this conversation with you, girl. It is 4 in the morning. I'm tired. Leave me alone. She puts her pajamas on. She gets in the bed. And then she gets on the phone. and she starts talking to somebody. I think it only lasted for like at least like it was probably like a 20-minute phone call, and then she's like dead asleep. Then after that, I eventually fall asleep. And I think after that whole situation, I was kind of like, yeah, like, no, I'm not about to, no, I need a break. Like, I need a break. I just think everything was happening, a lot of stuff was happening back to back, and I was just like, you know what, I can't do this. So I ended up texting my family group chat, because at the time my mom was making trips from home to Baltimore every single day. No, every other day. Was it every other day? I really don't remember. But she was making these trips, and I was just like, no, it was every day. It was every day. So she was making these trips. I'm just like, yeah, when you come get Leilani, come get me, because I can't stay here. I said, I'll tell y'all the story when I'll get in the car, but I can't stay here. I can't do this right now. Comes to pick me up, and then I think I stayed home for about like maybe that weekend, or maybe like a couple days after the weekend. Then I ended up going back. But I think after that, it was starting to get closer to my birthday, so I think I kind of just stayed home until it was time for my birthday. And my birthday was February 13th. So I stayed home February 13th, and then I went back after my birthday. And then I don't really remember the exact day of when this happened, but I think this was kind of like my last straw. And I was just like, you know, I can't do this anymore. Like, mentally, I just cannot do this anymore. This day, she brings one of her friends in. Again, it's another Thirsty Thursday. She brings one of her friends in with her. I think in between that whole situation that I just explained and this one that I'm about to explain, there were little incidents of her going out and then coming back in drunk that I had to handle situations politely. But when it got to this situation, at this point I was just like, you know what, I can't do this no more. Like, mentally, I cannot do this no more. This night she brought a friend over, and it was a couple hours before they were about to go out. Hey, you know, I'm I'm Imani, and she's like, hey, I'm so and so. So I'm like, okay, you know, this girl seems cool, you know, or whatever. And then it got to 2 a.m. It was 2 a.m., 2 in the morning. I hear the lock jiggling again. Mind you, I'm wide awake this time. I didn't even like go to sleep, because I was like, I'm not even finna fall asleep and act like I'm not, you know, like I'm not, yeah. I'm literally sitting up, like looking at my phone, and I hear the key jiggling, and I don't hear her, but I hear someone else, and I hear a male's voice talking. And the girl that just came in, and she just came in and introduced me to, she comes in, and she walks in with her boyfriend, but my roommate is not with them. I'm just like, okay, like, hi, like, hello, like, so they come in, and they're just like, yeah, we lost Sabrina, like, we don't know where she's at. And I'm just like, dang, like, that's how y'all really do y'all friend, like, but you got her key, though, so it didn't add up at the same time. It was like, how do you lose her, but you got her key to her room? It just didn't make sense to me. Her friend, Sabrina's friend that she just introduced me to before they even went out, it was her boyfriend that was with her. So, you know, he's trying to like start conversation with you. Mind you, it's 3 in the morning. I had a whole bunch of like pictures of like different albums on my wall, and he was just looking at them and like staring at them. Mind you, I know this man is drunk because I can just smell like the alcohol. That's how really bad it was. Oh, he's looking at the wall. He like, oh, like you listen to the or like you listen to the. I'm like, yeah, like I listen to everybody pretty much on that wall. And he like, oh, that's tight, that's cool, whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's just like trying to like start conversation to make sure like it's not awkward or nothing. But then I had Martin playing, because usually I like to play like stuff when I'm about to go to sleep. So I had Martin playing on the television, and he's looking at the TV, he's watching it, and he's just like, bro, I used to love this show. I said, yeah, like, it's, you know, my family used to watch it growing up all the time. They still watch it to this day. Like, I just play it like when I'm about to fall asleep. And he was like, oh, like, that's what's up, whatever. I'm still like sitting there like like, when is this gonna end? Mind you, the girl keeps walking in and out the room the whole time this boy is trying to sit here and talk to me. And the girl comes in and she like, if you don't leave her alone, like, please leave her alone. Like, she's trying to, you can see she's trying to like lay down, she's trying to chill, she's trying to like unwind. Leave her alone. So hours go by. She finally shows up, They're in the bed. They're both in her bed, and I'm in my bed. She finally shows up, and she walks in, and she's just like, bro, where were y'all? Like, I've been looking all over for y'all, all this and all that. Mind you, they had already changed their clothes, got in her bed, and is sleeping in her bed. I'm just like, where is this going? Like, I want to be drawn in and be asked, like, oh yeah, these two people are coming in the room, you know, this is what's happening tonight. I'm just let you know in advance, so I could have been mentally prepared for what was finna happen. When was I going to get the memo? When was I going to be told that there were going to be complete strangers in the room that I did not know, that would have your key, that would have access to the room without me knowing? So I'm just like, at this point, I'm kind of like thrown off, and I'm just completely annoyed. She was with a guy the whole time. I'm not going to go into detail of like exactly what they said, because I'm not really trying to put this girl's business out there. But basically, she was with a guy the whole time that the friends had came in and, like, you know, basically adjusted themselves, got comfortable. She was with a guy the whole time. All of them are talking, and then they tell me, they look at me, and they just like, oh yeah, y'all, you should come out with us sometime. In the back of my mind, I'm like, hell no. Like, I'm not going nowhere with y'all. I don't even go nowhere with my real friends. Like, what makes you think I'm gonna go out with y'all? Like, then I think I told them, I said, yeah, I'm not 21. Like, I don't know how that's gonna happen. And the girl was just like, oh yeah, I know, like, people who work at the bar, like, blah, 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 they can get you in for free. I'm just like, oh, okay. So then she changes her clothes and she leaves back out. Now it's just me in my bed and them two in the other bed. So I'm laying there. The two start basically like having while I'm in the other bed. Back of my mind, I'm just like, okay, Imani, you haven't really been through this situation before. You don't know how to react. You don't know what your next move should be. So I say, you know what, Imani, just fake like you're asleep. So that's exactly what I did. Kill is, I was texting my family group chat the whole entire time. Mom, whatever you do, you need to come get me tomorrow morning, because I cannot stay here any longer. Like, I'm literally gonna explode. I said, these people are literally doing their due right next to me while I'm in the room, and I have no way of like getting out of it. I have no other place to go. I have like nobody's door to go knock on. I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. I don't have any escape from it. Time I did have my sister, I could have simply went to my sister's apartment, but going to my sister's apartment, it was 3 in the morning. So in order for me to go over there, I would have to walk all the way over there at 3 in the morning by myself at night. So that honestly just wasn't gonna happen. So I literally just laid there and just like sobbed, because I was just like, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. Like, I have no escape of getting out of it. And I just think I kind of just was like, I froze. I was just like, I don't know what to do. The only thing that I really could say to myself was just like, try to stick it out until the morning, because it was like 4 in the morning at the time. So I was just like, okay, you know, she's gonna come and get her at around like 7ish, 6ish. So like, you know, it's not that far until you have to get up and you can leave. So I ended up going to sleep for about like 2 hours maybe, and then my mom went and got me the next morning. And as soon as I got in the car, I just like cried my eyes out. I was just like, I can't do this no more. Like I said, I at that time, I kind of like really just came to the conclusion that like I do better and well when I'm by myself, and I like really value my alone time. And I feel like it's not like, I'm not even gonna blame it on like a zodiac thing, but I mean, it kind of has like a sense to it. But like, I just really like being by myself. After that point, I think when I did want to go back on campus, I kind of just like, I stayed on campus Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then when it came to Thursdays, I just went over my sister's apartment and slept there for the night. Eventually, until I just really got tired of like being on campus, so I kind of just became a commuter for like the rest of the semester. I ended up texting my roommate, and I was just like, look, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about this whole situation, and then you could take it how you do. But I said, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, because this is the person I am. Like, I ended up texting, and I was just like, look, I don't want to get the RAs involved. I don't want anybody head of the RAs to get involved. I just want you to know that what happened last night made me completely uncomfortable. I have very bad anxiety, so people that I do not know who had access to the room without me knowing like really triggered me, and I really need you to know that I was transparent as possible with the whole situation and how I felt, because I didn't want to sit there and be like, oh yeah, you know what you did, like it's okay, but like, you know, no, I basically was like, what you did was wrong, and I'm gonna tell you that, and if it happens again, I'm gonna have to basically get the RAs involved, you know. So everything after that was pretty much cool. I just ended up staying at home for like the rest of the semester. Came back for like one thing. I ended up going to Morgan's like fall little homecoming thing. I ended up going to that, and then I ended up going to Towson's little Tiger Fest where they have Rico Nasty and Flo Milli performing. So that was the only thing that I really went back on campus for. After that, I experienced a very huge fall where I fell down 5 steps and skid across the sidewalk, and it really messed me up. So at that point, I was just like, you know what, maybe being on campus just ain't for me, because God kept giving me all these signs that I just, you know, it just maybe wasn't my plan. I then became a commuter for the rest of the spring term because I just couldn't handle that whole situation and being in that room with that certain person, because then at that time I knew that like by the next semester I would have a single room. So I do have a single room now. I don't have a roommate. I don't live with anybody else but myself. I live in the same building as I did, but I just don't have a roommate, and I pay the extra amount for it to stay that way. Pay the extra amount for my peace of mind, because that's how I think of it, to be truthful. But I still share a bathroom with like 8 other girls. I feel like the whole bathroom situation, it gets a little tiring at some point, but I mean, it's just something I like kind of got used to. There it is. The whole roommate situation, a lot of people have really been like asking me for this. I kind of like took a lot of parts out only because I didn't want to like really tell the world about this girl's business and stuff. I didn't want everything about her on here, so I didn't really tell a lot of things. A lot of people have been asking me for this, and because a lot of people at the time weren't really like there, I wasn't really talking to them at the moment, so a lot of people don't really know this whole situation, but now you do. So make sure you guys like, make sure you guys comment, make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys follow me on all my social medias, which will be linked in the description down below, and watch out for my next video because it's gonna be coming soon, period.